Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Geek Games Podcast, episode 14. I am your host, Cody Teacher, and I am alongside my friend, Sam Suvak. Hello,
Hello.
Sam. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Got some good news today, so pretty awesome. We'll probably eventually talk about that later on in the future, but
Cool.
yeah. Welcome to the Geek Games Podcast. Big episode this week. We're talking E3 predictions. We're talking a bunch of video game announcements because apparently you just announce your game before E3, before
hmm
you even show it. Like that's a new standard, so.
Yeah.
Tons of stuff. We're gonna have a huge section talking about new games that got announced, and we'll be reading some listeners and viewers E3 predictions that they sent in to us. But first, let's do some housekeeping. Just last Friday, we released the archives of 3 of our live streams. You can watch Divinity Original Sin 2, some Destiny 2 Iron Banner, and H1Z1 live stream. So if you could not see those on Twitch, you can now see them on YouTube. So
Yeah.
go watch those if you would like. Some pretty funny stuff in there. Divinity Original Sin 2 will be talked about later, so
hmm
look forward to that.
And our buddy,
H1Z1 and Destiny
oh,
Iron Banner is pretty awesome.
yeah, Alejandro joined us for Divinity Original Sin. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then the other thing for housekeeping, it is Pride Month, and so
Woo!
this we are very proud to support Pride Month. I don't know where I heard this quote before, but it is being yourself is the best superpower.
Aw.
So shout out to all you that support Pride Month and are celebrating Pride Month. We here at Geek Games stand by you. Sam, did you like to say anything?
No, well, I just want to share this little story because Cody texted me today and he was like, "Hey, what do you think about if we changed the green heart to a rainbow heart for Pride Month?" And it just made me so happy and I got so excited about it and just means a lot to me. So I'm really excited about that. I love Pride. We've got the Pride Parade here in Tulsa this weekend, so I'll be going to that. And yeah, we're going to be hopefully talking about some I eventually not today because we were E3 and like Pokemon get in the way of pride stuff, but eventually in the future we're going to be talking about a lot of queer representation in games because like there's a lot, and it's a great time to be a queer gamer, and there's just like a lot of stuff I want to talk about, so I think we're going to dedicate most of an episode to that in the near future. So yeah.
Yes, be on the lookout for that. And let's get down to business. We got some video games we want to talk about. Sam, why don't you start us off about
um,
what's it? This is like
no, no,
a
let me
free
see.
game?
No, 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 hold on. I had this whole thing I was going to do because I was going to say, so as you all know, just last week, Detroit Become Human came out, and that's the big hot game going on right now. So, of course, being the responsible podcaster, I'm going to play and talk about Quantic Dream's old game, Beyond Two Souls. So, this is one of the free PS Plus games that we had in May, and I haven't played a Quantic Dreams game in the past.
It's
Although
hard to
I,
say.
it is, it's weird. Um, I'd heard good things about Heavy Rain, and I'd actually never heard about Beyond Two Souls until very recently, because it's got Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe as the main actors in it, which is really cool. And one thing about Quantic Dream games, they do really good like faces, and just like their graphics are tremendous. So like it really looks like Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe. So these are kind of, I mean, I'd say they're kind of like Telltale games, in that it's mostly about the story and you're going through and doing things, and there are a lot of quick time events and different things that you have to do, which I'm not a super big fan of. But it kind of works in this way. Okay, let me just start from the beginning. So this game, it's about this woman named Jade, I think, and she has this ability. There's this spirit that kind of lives inside of her, I guess. She has access to this other realm. And so as you're playing, like you'll be playing as Jade doing stuff, and then you'll hit the triangle and you can like let the spirit out and he'll go out and can do things. she says that at some points that he's like very angry and sometimes it's hard to contain him. And then like if he gets too far away from her physically, it starts to become very painful for her. So he's just like this thing that lives with her, like an invisible friend, but you know, like real and can affect stuff. And I guess there's two ways you can play the game. When you first start it, it's like, do you want to go in the narrative order that we originally planned out, or do you want to go in chronological order? And so I was like, well, I want to go in the order they planned out because A, I like when stories kind of jump around in time. And also, I mean, if that's the way they planned it, that's the way they want the story to lay out. So I thought it would be more interesting to play it that way. And when you start out, she is in a like police headquarters office, and she's got like a shaved head, and she's not talking to this cop. He's trying to like be like, hey, what happened to you, are you okay? And like I got a really strong like 11 vibe from Stranger Things that was kind of feeling like it. And then you kind of cut away and come back later, and like this, oh, because I guess some feds showed up, and then like this place has been massacred, and so you don't really know what happened. And as you go along, you get to learn about her powers and how to control her. She ends up working with the CIA, and so you go through like basic training. And this was a part where like you had to do the quick time events to like learn how to fight and do different things. And it ended up being pretty cool because like in the middle of a fight, like it's kind of like a cutscene, but just with these quick time events. And like the scene will just kind of, after you've learned how to do it, after you take the training wheels off, the scene will just slow down a little bit, and you'll have to know, okay, if she's like headed this way, I put the joystick this way, and that makes her like do the punch. And so you just have to like follow her motions to get her to go all the way that way. And then like the way that it flows with the cutscene is really cool, and it makes it like actiony and a lot of fun. So that was pretty cool. There's like a little bit of like relationship building stuff just between like how you can interact with people and like what you can choose to do or not do. There was this time where she was like a teenager, I think, and she went to a birthday party, and she was like the weirdo, and like things turn bad and people are being mean to her, and she's like, okay, am I going to get revenge or am I just going to leave? So you get like different decisions like that. I got revenge, just FYI, because why not?
As you do.
Yeah, so but it was a lot of fun. I didn't get super far in it, but I like it. So that's something that, you know, if you've got your free PS Plus game, you should test it out, because I think, I mean, Detroit Become Human is going to be kind of a similar play style and stuff, so you could kind of test it out and see if that's something you'd be interested in before you drop $60 on the new game. But yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure because we released this on Monday, you will have one day to download them, and then it should be Tuesday that they reset to the June games.
Yes, so you better get
So,
on that if you haven't downloaded your free games. Because if you
yeah,
haven't, really, what are you doing? Get with it, okay? You don't want to miss out on free games.
yeah. I've never played a Quantum Dream game. I don't know. I know they're very narrative. Like that's all they do is
Mm,
narrative-based games, and I've heard good things about Heavy Rain and some good things about Beyond Two Souls. And I'm not interested in Detroit at all. I may pick
mm.
it up when it's cheap,
Yeah.
but yeah. So I'm glad to hear you're having some fun with it. So that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, and I will say
Okay.
it has this thing where you can download an app and like use your phone or your tablet as the controller. That shit does not work. Okay. I tried it on two devices, did not work at all. Melissa tried it, she couldn't get it to work, so that doesn't work. Just use the controller, it'll be fine. So it was a neat idea, didn't work
Yeah.
out. So,
Okay. All right. And so this week I have a couple updates on stuff. So last week I mentioned Wizard of Legend. Um, so I've got more into that game. Actually, I've gotten about 6 hours into the game at this point. I am terrible. Oh my God. So everything I thought I knew about this game, not true. So there's one kind of big long dungeon, but it rotates. So there is a fire section, an earth section, and I believe an ice section. And I've noticed every time I go into the game, there's a different section at the start. So the first time I played, it was the ground, and the second time it was the fire. And I was like, oh, so you kind of have like two randomly generated dungeons. You beat the bosses, you go to the next room. and then it's like a big boss. He's they're called like I want to say they're probably like master wizards at this point.
Okay.
Um, and so I'm not very good at this. I get hit by everything. I need to try it docked. I've only tried handheld, and I feel
Okay.
like maybe if it was docked, I would have more room to see stuff because it's kind of compact on that tiny screen. Um, I've been trying different spell combinations because like I have a giant fireball, and I know I'm good with the giant fireball, but
Who
the other
wouldn't
spell
be?
I get to cast, I'm just not good with any of them because like the first one they give you is like a bunch of tiny fireballs and like you shoot a bunch of them out. The issue is I shoot them and then turn my character at the last second, so they all go the other way and they don't hit anything.
Just to clarify, so what you're saying is you only like the big balls. You don't like small
Yeah,
balls.
just the big balls,
Okay.
not a small ball kind
Just
of guy.
checking.
I like a little bit of meat on the balls. God, that was such a weird joke. Um, so yeah, I'm just not very good. Like, but I'm having fun. It's the thing is like, I'm having fun going in there, and like, even though I'm getting my ass kicked, it's fun to me to keep getting. The whole point is, you collect crystals every time you complete a room,
Mhm.
and you use crystals to buy cards, buy items, and it's like my plan is keep going through, keep getting a bunch of crystals, and then the one day I'm gonna be like, all right, this is it. I'm gonna get through this dungeon this time. And it's a lot of fun. Like I feel like I'm going to keep playing it over and over, and eventually it's almost like that Slay the Spire feeling, where like
Yeah.
you keep playing because one day you're going to get that clear. That's what I want. So it's a lot of fun. I do want to try it in co-op. I just need to find somebody who will
Oh,
play it in co-op with me.
it's an
I wonder how the co-op, like if it's balanced for co-op, like do enemies have more health? Is there less? Because there is like ways you can cheese enemies where like the giant fireball, you shoot them and they does an explosion, they bounce back, and in half the time they bounce back into a pit. I wonder if there's less pits because you have
nice.
two people on the
Okay.
screen. So I do want to eventually try that with somebody
Is
because
it
I
on Switch?
yes, it's on Switch. That's why I've been playing it.
How
Tried it out
much is
really.
it?
$15.
I might do that with you. I've heard
Yeah,
it's really hard, but like fun. But
yeah,
I,
it's
I
I
could
don't know.
try it. Do you think I'd get
Yeah,
angry?
possibly. I haven't gotten like angry. I've just been like, ah, shit. Like, like, no, damn it. Like that thing hit me and knocked me into the pit, and I took like 20 damage.
Well, we would
Um,
just put a time limit. We'd say we'll play this for an hour, and then after that, we're
yeah.
just gonna stop before I get too mad.
But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. Like, I'm bad at it, but I think it's like sign of a good game is even though
Yeah.
you're doing terribly, you're still having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, been having a lot of fun with Wizard of Legend. It's also on PS4 and Xbox, I'm pretty sure. So, like, if you want to play on a big screen and not have to put it into dock, there you go.
Yeah.
And the other thing we talked about last week was Friday the 13th at its single player challenges, and I finally hopped in, and I haven't finished them all, and I kind of save them. I don't want to like rush through them and then be like, well, what do I do for the next 6 months? Um, so at the time, I'm about halfway through them, and I'm liking them a lot. I like that there's you can't beat every challenge in one go because there's multiple
Mm-hmm.
different things you have to do. And I
Uh-huh.
like that. It adds replayability. Um, some of them are kind of annoying because
Mm-hmm.
there's certain things that glitch out.
Oh.
Um, there is one in the second one where you have to take a character and put her face into a boiling pot of water. But the issue is the character model will glitch out at the last second and she'll turn and see you. It's not
Oh.
like the character is actively turning, it's just character like glitches to the left right as you're about to walk up and grab her, and she's like, ah, and then she starts running, and then you can't do the kill because you had to like, it's annoying. Um, I'm having a lot of fun. I think it's really cool. It's just awesome to unlock things through it. Like if you do all the challenges, you get like bonus emotes and stuff. Um, I do wonder if they're going to constantly keep adding them. I
Mm.
don't know if this is a one-time thing. They haven't really made a statement on it. I think there are some things they can improve on, like a skip cutscene, because the second challenge has a cutscene that's very
Mm-hmm.
long and rather annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I had to watch it probably about 20 times because I kept messing up on one challenge, and I was like, I think I'm gonna just turn the volume off, put some music on. So,
Yeah.
um, Sam, did you hop in and try them? I thought I saw you had also tried a few.
Yeah, so I tried it. I was in the first one. Um, I don't know what I really expected, but this was not it. So
Same, a little bit.
um like I thought like I was gonna like and maybe I'm just not doing it right, but I thought I was going to be like, this is going to teach me how to be a better Jason. But really, like, just the first one, it was like, well, you need to, like, just go and kind of wait for a while for someone to come over here, and then you need to sneak up and kill them. And so, like, there was a lot of sneaking and waiting, and it just, that wasn't super fun for me. Like, I felt like maybe it was going to be training me how to use my special abilities better. And like I got to the second challenge and I was like, well, maybe this one is supposed to be teaching me like how to teleport better. Because maybe I'm supposed to like teleport into the house behind these people. Because like trying to sneak in the house looked like it was going to be real hard. That was where I stopped because I was like, I don't want to do this. Um, but yeah, I mean it's a neat thing to have, but I didn't have a lot of fun with it, and I think it made me kind of realize that my fun with the game is more from playing with other people rather than just
Yeah.
playing by myself or trying to be better as Jason. So I was like, meh, it's fine. I am curious because I got everything except the hidden challenge in the first one, but like, what was the hidden challenge?
Okay. So, I, the amount of people who actually play Friday the 13th and are listening to this. So here's the hidden challenge.
Yeah,
So, what is the character's name? Not Chad. Um,
Bugsy.
no, not Bugsy.
What?
Adam.
Okay.
Adam will get underneath the back tire and try to repair it, and you get to sneak up. And like, what I found is, if you do the ghost morph, where you like kind of fast travel forward,
Mm-hmm.
if you do that, there's a split second where they do not see you. So you need to do that and get like right up on him and come out of it and just start spamming X, and then you will pull the tire jack out from underneath, and it will come
Oh,
crashing down his head. The reason that's hidden is because it was an Easter egg from when they teased single player challenges,
okay.
in that video a while back. Um, yeah, I do feel like there are times where I'm not like these. You're playing as Jason Voorhees, and there are times when I'm doing these challenges and I don't feel like Jason Voorhees. Like I shouldn't have to go hide in a corner of a room while someone walks up to a fireplace so that I can throw them into a fireplace.
Yeah.
I should just, and like I get it, you can't just be like a mass murdering killing machine. It's called a challenge. They're single player challenges. There has to be a challenge to it. Um, but I am having fun with it. I'm gonna keep going through them. Um, this doesn't tie into single player challenges, but I do have a complaint about. So they haven't added dedicated servers yet, and when they do, I really hope they like have a double XP weekend.
Mm.
Because the fact that I have to be like, I think it's 117 or 112 to unlock weapon switching is stupid. The fact that you're putting that
Mm-hmm.
behind a time gated, level gated thing is just awful in my opinion. Because
Yeah.
like you have so many issues with like host leaving. Um, the first couple months of the game were not the best. Like
Yeah.
I love the game for all its faults, but and like granted, if I had played this game every single day for the past year, because it did come out a year ago apparently, yeah, I'd probably be that level, but I'm not because I don't play every single day. And like I get it, like maybe I'm not dedicated enough, but like everybody is complaining about this on the forums. Like Jesus, like I'm like level 50 something, I believe. Like I've put my time in. I'm pretty decent at the game, I feel. This is ridiculous, man. Like I just wanna and like if this is what they're doing with this, I do wonder like the next Jason that comes out, what is the level requirement going to be?
Mm-hmm.
80? Because like I want to play as Jason X. I love Jason X. Like so
Well, and that
that's
was
a
one
good thing and a
thing
bad thing.
I wasn't sure about because, like, some of the challenges you have to complete them playing as a specific Jason. And so I was like, if you don't have that Jason unlocked, can you not do that challenge, or are they unlocked while you're doing the challenges?
So when I first played it, I wasn't. You had to. They also added a login screen now. Like you have to be logged into your account.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I wasn't logged in because the internet at my girlfriend's house was kind of bad at the moment. Um, and I did the challenges, but because I was on a technically brand new account at level 0, because I wasn't logged in, the only ones that were available to me were part 3 and part 5.
Okay.
Um, and so for the first challenge, I was able to do because part five is unlocked. But for the second one, there is a challenge for part six.
Hmm.
I couldn't do it because I
Okay.
didn't have part six unlocked. Luckily, if you're not logged in, like stuff still carried over to when I did
Oh,
log in, so I didn't
okay.
have to repeat challenges. So
That's
that's
good.
good. Um, but yeah, but then like I think the way they do the leveling for like the Jasons at the start was fine because like it's kind of like 3, 6, 9, 12, and like I think the highest one is like rank 47 or something, rank 40 to play as part 4 when they had released it. Um, but yeah, and then you mentioned that. Now I'm wondering if when they release a new Jason, there are more single challenges going to come with that because you're now on a new map, and so they can do more. But then like we're almost running out of Jasons at this point, so where
Yeah.
do we go from here? I don't know.
Hmm.
So, but yeah. So I still love that game. I'm always gonna want to play it on every Friday 13th and all that. I just would like to see, a little bit more. I know they're doing their best, but just let me skip cutscenes. I don't want to hear a character fake moan 20 times. It's getting really old. So, anyways, Sam and I did a game preview this week for Divinity Original Sin 2. A little background. Sam, wait. I know I haven't played Divinity Original Sin. Have you played the original?
No, I never
No.
played it.
So this was both our first experience with this game series as a whole.
Mhm.
What were your initial thoughts?
I liked it a lot. It felt very much like we were playing D&D. When we first logged in, there were so many different like classes
Character
and
options. Yeah.
races and different stuff. Like we didn't, we were kind of rushing through it because we only had like a 3 hour preview window. So I didn't want to like try to delve into what all the different things were. But like they have a wizard and a witch and like a sorcerer and like all these things that like normally you would think like that would be one thing, but they're all broken into different classes. So I'm like, man, there's so many options here. This is going to be really cool. And then, depending on who you play as, you get different types of spells. So like we all had different stuff that was pretty cool. I was like a necromancer type person. It's like I could bring dead bodies back to life and make them explode. And I could do, what else was I doing? I don't even remember. Oh, I had a swarm of
Like a
mosquitoes
swarm of
and I had a
mosquitoes. Oh,
fire thing. Um,
yeah, you had a fire breath. What was that from your lizard character, or was that from?
I don't know, but it was
Yeah, I don't
pretty
know.
awesome. But yeah, tell
Yeah,
them what your abilities were.
I think the name of the class I was a metamorph, but the best I think that's what it said. Because it's like metamorphosis, because I could turn into things,
Yeah.
sort of. It's almost like a druid in a way, like from World of Warcraft. Because I could grow bull horns, and then I had a advanced area of attack. Because normally you have like a tiny little area of attack around you, but then I could bull rush charge people. Um, I could turn one of my arms into a tentacle and like reach out and slap somebody with it and weaken them. I could turn somebody into a chicken,
It
which
was
was the best because
awesome.
I turned Sam into a chicken like instantly after I found that out.
I loved it.
Um, let's see, chicken, bullhorns. I think that was it.
I
I think
feel
that's all I
like we
really.
had four, but I don't remember what the other one was. Like, there's probably like one
Yeah,
that just wasn't as good as the others. That's why we don't remember it.
probably. Oh, I could encourage. I
Oh,
like
right.
could be like, oh, buff you guys. Um, and then so at the beginning of the game, they put these like collars on you, and it doesn't allow you to get a certain type of action point. But if they got the collar off, I would be able to get that certain type of action point. And I could summon a ghost wolf. I really wanted to do that, but I never got a chance to, so I'm sad.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because I guess we
um,
start out as we're prisoners of some sort, but we've
yeah,
got quite a bit of freedom. Well, at first we were on this ship, and I guess there was maybe a storm, but then there's also this giant tentacled monster, which did not seem to be related to Cody's tentacles because it did not like us. But yeah, it's got like you can talk to most people, and like you can have pretty wide range of dialogue choices to talk to them, and that was pretty cool. I had the chance to try to save somebody But I was like, oh, I don't think I want to save her because she's the one who put the collars on us. But then Cody was like, no, you weren't paying attention. She was really nice to us and was like trying to like help us, and she couldn't help that she had to put the collars on us. I was like, oh, okay, so I guess we'll save her. Um, but yeah, and then like there was this
Well,
other. What? Go ahead.
the first thing in combat we did, we walked into a room and someone was like, "What are you doing?" And Sam was like, "I'm gonna fight them." And then we were like, "Oh,
No, because I was playing as a lizard, and one of my responses was like something about, oh, you're prejudiced against lizards. And so I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that one. And then it escalated to a fight, of course. So,
yeah,
yeah, we got into some fights that we probably shouldn't have been, because then somebody else, like shipwrecked, we were on this island and we found these authority figures that were fucking with this other lizard lady, and they were going to make her cut her own tongue off. And like, what? I don't even
yeah."
know what that was about. But I tried to start a fight there, but it didn't work because I guess we weren't at a story point where we could fight the authorities. But then we were in this little village, and we were going around, and you could find little quests there. There were options to steal stuff. I don't think any of us stole anything, so we didn't get into trouble. Um, but we got sent on a quest, and we had to go fight these giant crocodiles. And like Cody was walking ahead of the group. So he was going over here. Me and Alejandro were back here. And like we all kind of got into fights at the same time, but we were not in the same fights. So Cody was fighting the crocodiles. Me and Alejandro were fighting this other like wizard person. It was not going well.
I think this was my favorite part of the game because, like, so I guess we should take one step back. So, Divinity Original Sin 2 is a top-down
mm.
RPG, almost like Diablo, sort of. Um, it's just like not as much loot. Like, I don't know I don't think we got it. We
Well,
found some loot,
and the biggest
but
difference is it's turn-based combat instead of
yeah,
like
oh yeah,
real time. So,
and so like when I think of like D&D, this is kind of like what
mhm.
I imagined the game would be like. So I was like, this is really awesome. Like, this is my first experience with D&D type game. Um, so I thought this was my favorite part because like there's so many storylines going around. Like, because like you as characters stop and talk to each other about what's going on, and like
Mhm.
you can choose what how your character reacts. And I think there's like a small part where like you can kind of like you pick a character, but then you can kind of like make that character's attributes change. Like I had multiple options. Like one time I got an option for do I want to talk like an outlaw or do I want to talk like a soldier? I was like, I wonder if I like followed down those paths, what would happen? Like, does that give me a bonus somewhere down the line? Like if I did the soldier, like would all those people have been nice to us when we got near the lizard person? Like
Hmm.
who knows? That'd be kind of something I want to see. But this next part we were just talking about, where I was up ahead fighting the crocodiles, and then this dude jumps out the shadows to attack you guys. I thought this was really cool because after y'all defeat him, after I died to the crocodiles, because there was three of them, but I took one down. So, um, after y'all killed him, Alejandro looted his body and found a note, and the note said something along the lines of,
Oh yeah.
"Your next target is a red lizard, and once you kill her, I will release you from your shackles." And like that's such a cool, like tiny little thing to add
I
into the
I
game.
was the red lizard for clarification. So it
Yeah,
was like a hit on my character. So that was really
yeah,
cool.
and like that was really awesome. I was like, oh my God, this is like, there's so many deep storylines going on. And like, this seems like, and like, we barely scratched the surface of that game. But this
Yeah.
seems like, and like, I think the max people you can have in there is five?
Oh, I thought it was four.
No, four. It was
Yeah.
four. Because like, we almost had a random in, and I was like, no, let's just
Oh.
do this three of us. Um, this seems like a great like game to pick up with like, you get a group of friends together and you're like, hey, let's do a pretty much a D&D campaign together.
Mhm.
And like, we didn't really pick like classes based on anything, but I feel like maybe we should have a tank and a healer next time
Yeah, probably.
instead of all of us doing our own thing. As we found out when we get to the arena in a second. Um, but yeah, like this just seems like a game you could get lost in for like multiple hours in a day and like pick like put it down, come back like a week later and be like, all right, guys, hey, let's get together on Tuesday. Let's pick up our campaign again. Like this seems so awesome. I'm like so looking forward to when this game actually releases. It's
Mhm.
releasing in October, you said?
August, I think.
August.
So yeah.
Um, and this is definitely like a day one purchase for me.
Yeah.
Like we may not start playing it for a long time, but I definitely want to get a group together, like
Yeah.
me, you, Alejandro, Byron, somebody like that. Like this is definitely that. And then like the next section we
Hold
did,
on, hold
where
on.
we went
Before
into
we
this
get
like
there,
arena.
let me just say one thing that got me real excited also was there was this dog, and so I was like, oh, can I go talk to the dog? I could talk to the dog, but like this message popped up and it was like, oh, you don't have your pet pal perks. If you did, you'd actually be able to understand the dog. So like that gives me something to look forward to. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get that, and then I'll be able to talk to animals. And then at one point we ran into this cat, and
And
Alejandro like
Alejandro and that
talked
cat
to
were
it.
just friends.
Yeah, and like the cat was like, okay, I'm just gonna. It seemed confused, and it was just gonna follow him around. So then, like the whole rest of the game, it followed him around. And like, if we had that thing where
Yeah.
we could talk to it, it would have been so awesome. But the animal interactions are gonna be really cool, so I'm looking forward to that. But, okay, go ahead.
So like we were kind of like about to wrap up the stream because we did live stream this. You can watch it all on YouTube as we
Yeah.
talked about earlier. Um, and we were like, well, let's go do this arena thing. So we go out into an arena, and what it does is it teleports you into like a tiny little, almost dungeony area, and then it spawns enemies that are going to come at you and fight you. And we were so close to winning. Like, well,
Well,
we did win,
to be
but
fair, Alejandro won.
yeah. Um, I guess my class is not a tanky class, so me being in the front line was a terrible idea. But I stand beside it because I did turn a dog into a chicken, and
Yeah.
that's amazing.
The whole thing
Um,
going down there, I think we were under leveled to go down there to begin with. We had a real hard time. We were outnumbered and we were outgunned.
yeah. But I guess that's like a very like now we know for when we actually play the game, that's an essential area to go to after
Yeah.
we've like leveled up a little bit and we're smarter about how we play, because that's how Alejandro learned how we remove our shackle on our neck. Is after he won,
Oh,
he got told he was the only one. I guess because we died, it didn't
we
count
died.
for us.
Yeah.
Um, he got told, hey, this is where you go to get your shackle removed. So that's really cool. I wish I would have had a little bit more time with it, but the 3 hour thing is over. So
Actually, it's
um,
not. Just FYI, it keeps track of your time. So like we
oh,
only did like about 2 hours, so we probably still have an
okay.
hour. However, let me just
Hmm.
share a fun fact about the game preview. Okay, so you start a campaign with some friends. You're like, oh, let's play, and then somebody, the party leader, is like, oh, I have to go help my family install this island in the kitchen, so I'm gonna have to drop off. So you're like, oh, okay, it'll be fine. It'll let us keep going without you, no problem.
No.
So your party leader drops off. No. You get kicked back to the beginning, and because it's a game preview, it doesn't remember anything, so you would have to start at the very beginning again, remake your character, go back to the ship. So me and Alejandro, I was like, I don't know what his feelings were, but I was like, no, I'm not doing this again. I got real pissed. Um, so also, let me just can I just share Sam's corner of rage continued just a little bit?
Go for it.
So after since we couldn't play Divinity Original Sin anymore, Alejandro and I went and played Killing Floor 2, and we're having a good time. We're playing. We get to the boss, which is the patriarch, and
Oh,
I'm like, "Oh, Alejandro, okay, so we got to like keep shooting him. Don't let him run away cuz if he runs away, he's going to heal, and there's a trophy you can get if you kill him before he gets to heal." And Cody and I have tried to get this trophy many, many times. Every time we've played, it's really hard. He always slips away and heals. So we're like, all right, we're just going. And like, all of a sudden, Patriarch's health is going down, down, down. All of a sudden, he's dead. I'm like, oh my god, we killed him and he didn't get to heal. This is so exciting. We're going to get the trophy. But that trophy never popped. I was so mad because he definitely did not heal. And I don't know what the problem was. This is the first time that I've ever had a trophy not pop for me. I was so angry. You know how angry I was, Cody. You were
oh
oh,
yeah.
because Cody got back on comms with us after he finished his kitchen work, and yeah, I was very angry. It was not good. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was all.
Sam was very ragey, and I was like, oh God,
I was,
this isn't gonna end well.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Enough
that's
about
what we've
Sam's
been
rage.
playing. So that's what we've been playing. So now we're gonna move on to E3 is coming up. We're about 2 weeks out, and so we have some E3 predictions of our own, and then we're gonna hop into some listener E3 predictions. So Sam and I have been talking, and I was like, Sam, this is how I want to do this. We're gonna have a off the wall, wacky, crazy prediction. We're gonna have a serious prediction, like something we really think is gonna be there, like 100%. and then we're gonna have a hey, what do we want? Like what game do we want to see announced or teased or anything? So I think we should start with the serious,
Okay.
then the wacky, then the what we want.
Okay.
So would you like to go first on the serious?
Yes. And I kind of have two because this is the one where I was
That's fine.
like, kind of trying. Okay. Oh my God. I kind of maybe have more than two. I don't know. Okay. Because, like, there's been a lot of rumors going around about stuff.
Yeah.
One of them, which I think is pretty much a certainty now, is that Fortnite is coming to Switch, right? I mean,
Yes, there was a
it's pretty sure
GameStop
that's
ad that leaked, and Fortnite has the Switch logo like right next to it.
But here's what I think. Part one of my series prediction. I think that Nintendo is going to have their stuff. They're going to be talking about Fortnite coming to Switch, and then at the end of it, they're going to say, "Oh yeah, and it's available now. You can go get it right now." Because when we were talking before, I was like, I really want something like that to happen where they're like, "Hey, this is available now." Because when we were watching the Game Awards, that was the one.
Yeah.
That's where Fortnite had their thing where they're like, oh, hey, look at this 50v50 mode. It's going to be so cool. And then they said, hey, you can go play it right now. And that's exactly what we did. We switched over and downloaded the update and started playing it. So that was just so exciting to have something. First, it was more exciting because, like, you didn't even expect this at all. And then it came and it's like, ooh, it's here. But like knowing that Fortnite is coming, I just think like that would be another thing. Like they just have a history of doing it to say, hey, you can play it right now. So there's that. Okay, number two on my series. I think there's going to be a Persona game or a Yakuza game that comes to Switch, but it'll be an older version. It won't be the most current games. Because I think those kinds of games would be very good on Switch, and so I think they'll announce some type of port like that.
I think the only issue with that is I believe, well, I'm trying to think, was there a Persona game on the Wii? I think those are PS exclusives,
I think they are,
possibly.
but
So
I
that would
think they
be,
belong on the Switch, and I think they're gonna work something
oh,
out. So I
okay,
don't know.
all right.
Also, can I just say this? This one, no, never mind. I'll save that for something else because I don't know that it's as true. I'm
Okay,
gonna
all
make a
right.
note to talk about that for what I want.
All
Okay.
right. So I also have two serious
Okay.
ones. It's my first one. This is kind of based on the Walmart Canada leak that came out a
Hmm.
couple weeks ago. I think Microsoft comes out on stage and announces Gears of War 5 is coming this year, um, sometime after Red Dead. I think they just want this to kind of be like an end of the year, like this is a game you pick up at Christmas and
Okay.
play kind of game. I think it's been about 2 years since the last one came out. And I think they're going to have a make a big deal of about how you can actually pick which character you want to play as. And they'll have a like you have the three new characters that are introduced in four, but you can also pick from the older characters that are still in the game. So I think that'll be a very big option for them.
So
And the other,
you think Gears will come out before Halo 6?
yes, I don't really believe we get a Halo announcement this year. That they've
Okay.
said that they're like I think the only Halo related announcement will be um an update to the Master Chief Collection.
Okay.
So that's the only thing I see this year. I think they're um and the other like, kind of serious one is I think the Ghost of
Tsushima?
I'm gonna put
Tsushima?
Tsushima gets a release date and it's next year around beginning of the year, around where God of War and Horizon have come out.
Okay.
February, March kind of time. I think they've probably been working on that game for a
Oh,
while.
that makes sense.
Yeah. So those are my two serious ones. One for Sony and one for uh Microsoft.
Nice. And
Okay.
mine was for Nintendo, so we're pretty well rounded.
We're covering it all. All
Yeah.
right.
Except not for
So I'm gonna lead
PC,
off.
because nobody cares about
Oh,
PC, apparently. That's
who
too
cares?
bad.
Um, I've never actually watched the PC game show that happens. Like,
I don't know. I
just
might try
never.
to. Well, and here's the funny thing. I forget, I think it was E3's Twitter account posted this thing that was like, oh, here's the easy to read timetable for all the things. And it had it in everyone's time zone so you could see when each of the things was going to be. And they had like everybody except the PC Gamer one. Like it
Oh,
wasn't on there.
that sucks. Oh, that's gotta feel bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, all right, so next we got some off the wall predictions.
Okay.
Both mine pertain to one game, but one of them is like super wacky, and one is like this is just like kind of how I feel.
Okay.
Um, so both tie in to Death Stranding.
Okay.
I think this is the super wacky one I'm about to say. Death Stranding is not really a video game. It is a movie. And when Kojima says we've been playing the game, it's because he has been working us. That's a wrestling term for like fooling us into believing he's coming out with a video game. Nope, this is going to be a movie that we all go sit down and watch. And there's no video game aspect to this. And Sony's just like, yes, raking the money. So that's my super wacky one.
Can I take that a step further?
Go for it.
Okay, because I've been reading stuff, like I don't know if you saw these articles where they're talking about how Death Stranding is going to be a community experience and like people are going to have to work together. So, it's going to be this movie, but there's going to be like a phone app or something where
I
when
was
you
just thinking
go,
that as I was saying it.
yes, when you're in the theater, you're having to like do stuff on your phone to interact with other people.
It's
I
like
don't
a
know.
voting thing. Like how
Something.
you vote which way to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
I like it.
Um, so my other off the wall kind of more a little bit more serious. I think Death Stranding is a walking simulator. I think there will be no combat. It'll be like a visual novel almost, where you're just walking through and Kojima's showing you weird stuff. Babies coming out of mouths. I think there is no combat in that game. I think you just walk around.
It's entirely possible.
Yeah. So that's because at this point, I don't know what that game is, and that's
No.
what I feel like it's gonna be. It's just gonna be you walk around and there's nothing else.
Well, and
So,
I don't know. I think I heard a rumor that Kojima is going to be playing Death Stranding at E3.
oh, when they,
So,
okay,
well, maybe we'll see. I don't know. But those are some very interesting ideas. And
watch it
like,
start, and he's got like an RPG, and he's just blowing stuff up, and I'm like, ah, there goes that
there's no telling
one. Okay.
with him though. So we'll see.
Yeah.
It could be very possible.
Do you think he comes out with the weird robot thing like he did at PSX?
I have no recollection of what you're talking about,
Oh,
so I
he had
don't
like a
know.
backpack and it had a robot coming up, and he said it tied into the video game, so who knows?
I think I missed that part. So there's no telling.
So what's your off the wall prediction?
Okay. All right. You know how battle royale games are all the craze right now. But some people
Hmm.
think I've had enough of battle royale. I don't care anymore. So, my idea is there's this game that's going to debut and it's the Hunger Games, okay? But it's not a battle royale game. It's a linear RPG story-based game. And so when you start, you get to build your character and you can like pick what district you're from and like you'll have ability points and you can distribute them how you want to build your character. And then you'll go through like the 2 week training process before you enter the games, and you'll get to focus on like what areas you want to study to improve your stats, and if you want to start making friends with other people or starting to make alliances. And then you'll go into the game, and part of it will probably be like randomly generated, so there can be like different outcomes. But just, depending on how you want to play, like if you're like a combat heavy person, you go in and you like hunt people down and kill them, or if you're more like stealth and hide away and let people take care of each other, and it'll just be like up to you how you want to play. And like you may or may not be the winner of the Hunger Games. But yeah.
I thought you were going to go a very different way, and you're going to say it's the Hunger Games, but it's actually cooking battle royale, where you have to cook dishes, and a certain AI will eliminate you if your dish is bad.
That's
So
another
I thought you were going to
option.
go there. That'd be an interesting game. Let's get
It's
on it, Stan. Let's start
it's
making
it's
video
actually
games.
it's Battle Chef Brigade Battle Royale, so
Oh,
that'd be all right. Well,
Battle Chef Royale.
and they've said that they keep making like puns that they've got something in the oven that they're working on. So
Oh.
I don't know. We'll see what comes next from them. They could have a big E3 announcement. We never see it coming.
Do you have any other off the wall
Yeah,
predictions?
that was my
Okay.
one. It took all my effort to come up with that one.
So I have two what I really want. How many
Mhm.
do you have?
I mean, 2.5, but possibly
Okay,
three
well
if I
let's
if I want something that I know I'm not gonna get. Just depends.
okay, well that counts. So we'll
Okay.
take turns. So I'll go
Okay.
first and you so we can end on you. I want a goddamn Waluigi game, Nintendo. Give it to me. Give me the King of Wa. I need it. Like too long. Wario and Waluigi have been playing second fiddle to these schmucks, the Mario Brothers. The Kings of Wa need a video game, and I demand it for 2019. That's my
Okay.
plea to Nintendo. You have the floor, Sam.
Okay, I think I misunderstood how this section would work, but it works because what I want is, there've been rumors that there's a Resident Evil 2 remake. I'm sorry, remake or remaster. I was trying to blend the words there, it didn't work out.
Yeah, I got you. I figured that's what you were going for.
So that they're working on that, but I don't necessarily care about that because, like, if it's the same way that Resident Evil 1 HD was made, I don't care. What I want, obviously, is the Resident Evil 4 remaster. So, I don't think it's coming. If there's one coming, it's going to be RE2 probably, but that would be what I want.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And the other thing I really want is I hope at the end of Sony's press conference, they're like, and we have one more thing, and all you see is a mountaintop range, and then you see a robot dinosaur crawl over the top, and you just see a 2 flash up. I want a Horizon Zero Dawn 2 tease. Doesn't have to come out for
Yeah.
till the next generation. I don't care, but I want the tease of the second game because I know they're working on it. I would get so many goosebumps. I
Okay.
also did not get this order right. You technically should have gone first because now you're just gonna say two in a row.
Oh, am I? Okay. 2.5, actually. So,
Two and a
um,
half.
okay. So, keeping in line with Sony, like, again, these rumors, there are so many rumors, but I saw one that said PS2 and PS3 would be backwards compatible on PS4, which
Hmm.
it seems unlikely, but it would be
Kind of.
awesome. I would love for that to happen. But even if that happens, like if they do it the way Xbox does, it's not just like all games are suddenly available. Like they have to go game
Yeah.
by game to make it available. But let me tell
There.
you,
You go. You.
I was just gonna say if they made House of the Dead Overkill backwards compatible, I'd be playing that like nobody's business. I love that game. Um, all my
I
Dead
think
Space games, I don't know, just be
that's an
fun.
arcade game, is it not? Like
Yeah,
it's an arcade. Okay. Yeah. I was like, House of the Dead. That sounds familiar.
it's so good.
There was that patent a while back, and everyone assumed it was for the PS5 to have backwards compatibility,
Oh,
but Sony has filed for backwards compatibility. So that's
it's
that'd be
possible.
there's some PS2, PS3 games I would love to play, so that'd be pretty cool.
And also, like, something that I feel I heard, like, quite a while ago that I cannot find any reference to now is I thought I saw somewhere that in the summer, PSN was going to let you start changing your PSN names.
Oh yes,
But, like,
that'd be awesome.
everything I'm finding is just, like, people wanting that, and it's nothing saying it's happening this summer. So I might have just made
They
that up.
at PSX, Greg Miller was interviewing Sean Layton and was like, "When can we change our goddamn PSN names?" And they were like, hopefully by next year you won't have to ask me that question again.
There you go.
So, and apparently another like a Sony person had leaked that yeah, it's coming. So
Okay.
that'd be
Well,
awesome because I
and
just want to be the same thing on all
yes,
my
I
platforms.
know, man. But I was thinking both backwards compatibility and the PSN names would probably be something they would announce at a PSX rather than E3. Because, like, if other
Yeah, this is
people
more of
let you
a
do all that already, then it's not that impressive to say it,
I
hey,
guess the backwards compatibility being announced at E3 because this is like this is an expo. They're showing off to potential brands like,
Okay.
hey, this is what we have coming this
Mm-hmm.
year. So that the name change thing, that'd be more of a PSX or
Mm-hmm.
just a random announcement one day. But yeah, okay.
Okay. And then the last thing, which is the thing that I want, that I think has a decent chance of happening, is Doom 2. I'd be down for that because I love Doom. It's so good.
Yeah, I do think that we could see an announcement or a tease for that. So
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
So those are our predictions. Hope you enjoyed that little section. Maybe next year we'll go through like conference by conference and be like, okay, this is what I want to see from Nintendo, but it's our first
That's a
year.
lot. Yeah.
I just
I'm
kind
not
of
good at
wanted to,
predicting.
and I like the off the wall ones. I like the
That's a
crazy
really
ones.
good
That's what,
one.
because like straight up, if it's not Death Stranding as a movie and we all got rickrolled here, you heard it here first from Geek Games. Um, so we called for the community to send us some E3 predictions. Boy, did we get a lot. So let's go through them.
Okay.
So first up, for the record, if you're on the video, I'm reading from a notepad. This is serious business today. We got Pokemon and E3 to talk about. These are my jam, so I was making sure I was ready. So we got our good friend Megs. She asked, or she would like to see Pokemon, which, hey,
Hey,
luckily we
hey.
already got that announced. She would like to see some gameplay from Kingdom Hearts 3. She would also like to see a possible new Fable game that's been rumored. And then she said she hopes that a Microsoft announcement bloody shocks everyone. Straight from her. And honestly, she said a new Halo would be cool, but I don't think we'll get it. Next up, we got Byron. He said he'd like to see an Elder Scrolls 6 tease of Bethesda, and then he hopes BioWare comes out and, after talking about Anthem, mentions that they're working on Dragon Age 4, which I think is another thing that's been rumored for a while is Dragon Age 4. Um, John from Twitter sent me, "Give me Pokemon or give me death." So he's probably happy as well, but I'm sure we'll see a little more Pokemon.
Thank God nobody
Uh,
has to die.
yeah, whew, I mean,
It's a
I
close
don't
one.
want to have to send that to Nintendo, John. Please calm down. And last but not least, we have Michael. He said Death Stranding date is either in November or early next year. Or release date is announced for either November or early next year. I could see the early next year. I think Sony's kind of done after Spider-Man this year. I don't think because they
Yeah.
have Red Dead, which they're partnered with, so they're gonna kill it there.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are our E3 predictions for this year. If you have any others, send them into us. Contact at geekcardgames.com or you find us on Twitter or Facebook. We would love to keep hearing them because I don't know. There's something about E3. It's just nice to talk about these things because like everyone has different wants, and I would like to hear what you guys got to say.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. So we got some news this week.
Did we? Was there
Yo,
news?
kind of a lot.
I didn't hear
Um,
anything this week. It was like
yeah,
dead.
no, actually, it's pretty slow. No, nothing got announced before E3. We're done here, guys. This is the end of the show. Like, gaming news is done. No, seriously though. Kick your feet up, get some popcorn, because this is about to be Sam and Cody talk Pokemon for a very long time, because this is important. Like, so this was Tuesday, correct?
This was
Yes, because it was the day
while
we.
we'd played Divinity. We had gotten
Yes.
off. Me and Alejandro were on Killing Floor. You were doing whatever because you didn't want to join us. And I was like, oh, Meg's posted something in Discord about Pokemon.
Yeah. So just out of the blue, Nintendo Game Freak dropped this Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. It's two separate games. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Um, and a
They
whole other bunch of other news we're gonna get to.
they'd hinted at it before because like the day or two before they'd been like, "Hey, something's coming with Pokemon," and we're like, "Is this a rumor? Is this something real?" And then like suddenly it just appeared. So yeah,
Yeah. So I was playing Destiny 2, playing some PvP, and like we were killing it. Like I was like we were up like 50. So I was like, I'm watching this trailer. Like Sam, just give me like 10 minutes here, and then you can chime in. So I started watching this trailer, and boy, was I about to shed a tear because this thing was damn near fucking perfect. We're going back to Kanto, back to the 151. I was like, hell yeah. Um, your Pokemon are walking with you. I love that feature. I loved it in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Thought it was perfect. Um, I see the Pokemon Go aspects where like you're throwing the Pokeball to catch Pokemon. Like okay. I see Pokemon walking around actually on the screen, and you're walking into them to start the encounter. I was like, okay, that's a pretty cool introduction. Um, I see you're doing battling, so I'm instantly like, okay, we're good. Like, we're not just walking around catching Pokemon. This is actually going to have battling. That's important to me. I love the battling Pokemon. And I'm like, this is a damn near perfect trailer. And then they kind of like show like, oh, you can bring Pokemon from Pokemon Go to this, or vice versa. Um, you can dress up Pikachu or Eevee because like they're with you throughout the entire game. I was like, this is a damn near perfect Pokemon game. Then I start reading some things, and I'm like, God damn it. Um, so so I was like, this is perfect. This is like the most perfect goddamn Pokemon game ever. This is what I've been wanting for years. Uh,
Well, and listening to Cody as he's going through the trailer, it was just like so funny to hear him because he was so excited. Then he'd be like, "Oh, wait a minute, I don't know about this."
yeah.
So,
Um, so I'm optimistic about this game. I think there's going to be a lot of elements that are cool. Once we talk about the article I found, I'll talk a little bit more about some things. Uh, I think this is actually I probably should just bring up the article because the article explains a lot of things.
yeah.
Okay, so I found an article on Reddit, that was came from Facebook, and Game Freak has made a point that they are now going to start separating Pokemon games by casual and hardcore. And I understand there's a little bit of issue with referring to someone as casual, but there are new players of Pokemon every year.
Hmm.
And so, yeah. Um, and as someone who's been playing Pokemon games since Pokemon Yellow, I don't need to go through the trainer school every single game. So it's nice that we're going to get this split, my opinion. So Pokemon Let's Go is going to be the first of the casual, quote unquote, Pokemon games. This is supposed to be your introductory to Pokemon. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. There are mechanics in this that are not in regular Pokemon games, and that's a good thing because some of those mechanics are a little weird. There's Pokemon breeding. Like, it's kind of hard to explain, like, hey, put your two Pokemon into that daycare, and maybe an egg will come out. Like, it's a little weird to say that to somebody.
I don't think it's weird at all. I think you're making something out of nothing. Kids understand that like puppies and kittens happen, so I mean, it's fine.
I guess so. So yeah, and I'm really, like, I'm excited for this game, but this is just going to hold me over to, because there's the other big announcement, is that in 2019, there'll be a core Pokemon game that has everything that you come to expect and none of the Go mechanics. Like, so I'm like, okay, this will hold me over. Like, this will be awesome. Um, the big thing for Pokemon Let's Go, in my opinion, is it's co-op. Someone can jump in there with you. And this is cool to me because, like, Sam, if you get this game, I want to be with you on your first Pokemon experience. When my niece plays this game, I want to experience Pokemon with her because she's played a Pokemon game, but this she doesn't understand all the mechanics. So this could be a better introduction to Pokemon for her. And like seeing your character run across the screen and seeing your Pokemon follow you is super cool. And that's possibly the best part of this game to me is that I'll be able to experience Pokemon with someone else for the first time. That's really awesome. I think that's a great feature. I hope they carry that over to the 2019 game because I would like to continue doing co-op with people in Pokemon. I like that a lot. Um, so let's talk about some problems. There has been no mention of gym battles or the Elite Four in this Pokemon Let's Go. And I understand that to a point because maybe the gym system and maybe the Elite Four system doesn't work for. But that's what I've come to love about Pokemon games. It's been a core staple. They kind of reworked it in Sun and Moon. So if they take it out, I don't. Like, when you make that jump from casual to hardcore, you're going to be so confused because you're like, oh, I have this extra thing to do. And like, it's just kind of jarring, I feel. Granted, you can go watch Pokemon Let's Play and you'll figure out what gyms and all that is. But I just don't agree. I hope there's gyms and I hope there are Elite Four. I hope maybe at E3 we see it. They're making the story revolve around Team Rocket, and there's also Mewtwo in there, and that could be interesting. I don't know anything about it. It's the thing. They haven't really told us any details about it. Just that it's focusing on Team Rocket, what they're doing, trying to steal Pokemon, what Mewtwo's doing.
Who are Team Rocket and Mewtwo?
Team Rocket. So every Pokemon game has a bad guy, and they usually are Team Insert
Oh,
something
okay.
here.
Okay.
Team Rocket, Team Magma, Team Aqua, Team Phasma, Plasma, something. It's
Captain
all
Phasma?
the
Is there a
five.
Star Wars crossover?
Yeah, Pokemon Star Wars crossover. Um, so this could be interesting. I just want to see a little bit more. No matter what, I'm going to buy this Pokemon game because it's a Pokemon game on Switch, and
Yeah.
it'll hold me over to 2019 where the real Pokemon game comes out. For me, at least. Um, some people probably won't buy the hardcore version, I guess.
Did they say what is the release date? Is it November for this one?
It is, yeah, November for this one, November
Okay.
16th, I want to say
Oh,
for
right,
this
because
one.
it's my sister's
And
birthday.
yeah, it will also release beside a adaptive controller that's the shape of a Pokeball, and you can put a Pokemon in the ball, and as you can carry it around with you in the real world, and it makes the Pokemon noises. Don't you roll your fucking eyes. That is so damn cool. And I want it so bad. I will pay $60 for it. Um,
Oh my goodness.
the other big, like, when you start realizing the Let's Go stuff is being introduced, is there's no, like, training Pokemon by going into tall grass to capture Pokemon, because all the Pokemon are just walking around in the world, and you have to run into them to encounter them. So, I do think this is cool, though, because you can kind of pick the team you want better. Like, you don't have to run into. So, issue in one of the Pokemon games is there's usually a cave you have to go into. When you go inside the cave, there's a bad Pokemon called Zubat, and there are 9,000 of them in the fucking cave. So you're constantly getting stopped to fight these Zubats. Now you can just avoid the Zubats and never have to fight one because you don't want to capture one. So that'll be cool. Um, let's see. Reading my notes real fast. Changing on Pokemon. Let's go while I read my notes.
What what did you
What is
say?
your opinion?
Oh,
Am I
yeah,
cutting
kind
out?
of you cut out for a second. No, I just you said it really fast, and I was like, wait, what am I supposed to be doing? I might have just fallen asleep a tiny bit as well. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. This
Okay,
is
yeah,
super
yeah, yeah,
exciting.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know much about Pokemon, but it looks cool. I'm excited to um, get it and try it. I wish it weren't $60, but that's fine because I have
Yeah.
no experience with Pokemon. I'm gonna get it regardless. But yeah, I'm just pretty open to it. We'll talk about something else later. I have more to say about that than I do this.
Um, I do wish the price point was somewhere in the 30 to $40 range. Um, More so 40 because that's what the DS games are at, and I feel like this could be comparable to a DS game.
And I
But I
mean,
get that the Switch is,
especially if you have to spend an extra $60 for that ball. Gosh.
yeah. Which I was looking at my
I'm
notes
not
and it
buying
says
that ball, FYI.
my notes say best believe I'm buying that Pokeball. So
Well, we do know
um,
you like big balls, so.
I do. So uh, alongside this, they announced a free. The way they word this game is free to start
Yeah.
game. And it'll be coming to mobile later, but it's free on Switch right now. It's called Pokemon Quest. It features blocky cube-like Pokemon, and you are exploring an island. The island name escapes me at the moment. Um,
Tumble something? Cube, tumble cube,
yeah,
maybe?
cube, yeah, Tumble Cube, something like that. I put a couple hours into it. Sam, how long did you end up playing?
Maybe an hour and a half?
Yeah, okay. Um, it seems kind of like a top-down, like almost like Diablo, and you pick a Pokemon at the start, and you can keep capturing Pokemon. And it's nothing like a mainline Pokemon game. This is very different.
I wouldn't know, obviously, because I've never played another one. But this game, so you get in there and you set your Pokemon to go exploring, and it just starts wandering around the world. You don't control it. And so it'll go and find Pokemon to fight, and then it'll start fighting them on its own. And what you control is its special ability attacks. And so you can do one of those, and then it goes on cooldown. And then the other part you can control is like this thing that makes it just kind of run away. So, like, I like to hit my special ability and then run away to let the cooldown reset. So then I can use my special ability again, even though it's going to keep kind of attacking them on its own. But it's like, it's a very automated kind of game. But then in addition to that, there's an auto button where you can push that and just let it do the whole thing for you, which I was like, that's weird. Why would you want to do that? I'll get to that in a minute, because let me tell you. So you go on your expedition, you gather ingredients, and then you go to your base camp and you cook a little soup or something. You make these dishes, and then based on what you make, it'll lure a Pokemon into your base, and then they become friends with you and they can join your team. And so then you can have 3 Pokemon on your team at a time. And each Pokemon, as you level up, like it'll unlock different slots where you can have extra health or extra attack. And so you'll gather stones for health or attack as you're doing your expeditions. And so it's just this cycle. You go out, you do your expedition, you fight some Pokemon, you gather supplies, you cook your stew, you lure in new Pokemon. And then like as you're doing stuff, you get these tickets as well where you can like buy different things to like expand the number of stones you can hold, to get decorations for your base camp or stuff. And that's where they want you to spend money. Is they want you to buy more tickets so you can buy stuff. They want you to spend money to, oh, because there's also this, what is it, your battery? And so, like, you can only do so many expeditions until your battery runs out, and then you have to wait for a timer for it to reset, or you can pay money to make it reset. Um, yeah, so that's what they want you to do. Let me tell you, Cody, I started playing this game. I picked Eevee as my starting Pokemon because she looked the cutest. I was like, all right, this is fine, whatever. And so I was playing it, and it's doing this automated stuff, and I'm like, what is this game? Like, why would I want to just sit here and play this if it's basically just going to play itself? So I was like, well, I mean, I need to put some more time in it because I don't want to just play for like 10 minutes and say I didn't like it. So I'm playing. I get a few more Pokemon. I start leveling stuff up. I start getting more stones. I'm like, well, let me just see what else I can get. Like if I make another soup, and then I got some more Pokemon. And I'm like, well, they're about to level up. Let me just level them up a little bit more. And then like it's an hour and a half later, and I'm like, what the hell? Suddenly I'm addicted to this game. And it's like this huge time suck. Like it's so gratifying. They've got this mapped out perfectly because like they hook you in and you just want to keep getting them better and better. I don't think it matters at all because like your point is just to like have all the Pokemon, have them leveled up, but then you're just doing the same thing over and over again. But like every time you think you're about to quit, you're like, oh, but I just need like one more expedition before my soup is ready, and then I'll get a new Pokemon, and then I can go see what that Pokemon is. And then you're like, oh, but I just leveled that one up and he can have a new like HP stone. So let me just plug that in there and he's a little bit better now. And it's just like you just want to keep playing. And those tickets that I was talking about, they give them to you quite a few for different challenges. Like, oh, you defeated 50 regular Pokemon, or oh, you explored 3 lands. Here's some tickets. And so you keep getting tickets, and it feels real good. Stuff like just goes like I think Justin from Talking Games used to talk about how you'd get excited when your numbers were just going up and up and up. And that's
Yeah.
what this whole game is. It's like it's just your numbers keep going up and you just want to keep them going up. And then all of a sudden you're like, man, yeah, I want to catch all the Pokemon. I want to play with these guys. This is fantastic. And I'm just like I reached the point, Cody. I was like, man, I'm ready for bed. I need to stop this. I don't want to keep doing this. But I'm like, well, I could just set it on auto and I could let this expedition run on its own and then my soup would be done. And I'm like, okay, let's just do that. So I started doing that, Cody. I'm like, oh my God, this is a horrible sign. That's when you know you're hooked, is when you're not even playing it. You're just like letting it run on auto to get your numbers up. I was like, oh my God, I really need to stop now.
This is definitely a mobile game that they also put on Switch
Yes.
because the buying tickets is a sign of mobile games. The autoplay is a sign of a mobile game. It's very popular in like Summoner's War and
Mm-hmm.
Marvel Strike Force and the DC Legends game I used to play. Like you set it on like times 3 or just auto and everything is done for you. Like you don't even pick the moves, like it just goes.
Yes.
Um, so it's cool. I'm not gonna put a lot of time into it, I don't think. Like
I think I need to
it's
uninstall it.
Or you possibly, because you sound like you're about to get addicted.
I know. I'm like, no, this needs to stop.
But it's a cool like thing to release alongside. Like, hey, we got Pokemon news, and you know you all want a
Yeah.
Pokemon game, so here's like a tiny thing to hold you over for a little bit. Um,
And I think it's cool to introduce people to like all these little Pokemons that I never knew
yeah.
about. So like I got my team going. I had someone named Ponyta, a little horse.
Oh,
And like she has
yeah.
this little bounce ability and then this fire charge. I liked her a lot. And then I got someone named Rhinehorn and he was a lot of
Rhyhorn.
fun. Yeah, Rhyhorn. He was fun. I
Rhyhorn's a
liked.
good Pokemon.
Yeah. So I met some
So like,
Pokies and I like my Pokies. So
I don't like that you say Pokies. So if you were gonna pick Eevee, like, who would have been your next choice?
Squirtle.
Next choice.
I mean, maybe Pikachu, even though you told me not to, you don't want a Pikachu as your starting Pokey.
Who's like the last one you would pick?
But I think were the other ones Bulbasaur and Charmander? I probably would have taken Charmander next, so I guess Bulbasaur would have been my last one.
You're dead to me, Sam. We can't be friends.
Okay, for the
Everyone
this
hates on Bulbasaur, and Bulbasaur is the cutest Pokemon. He's like a little cabbage on his back. Like,
these graphics are these blocky little things. You can hardly tell what's going on. Eevee was cute
Bulbasaur is so
because
cute.
she had little ears and
He's
she
so
looked like a little fox, okay?
You saying Eevee reminded me of the biggest thing I hate about Pokemon Let's Go. We'll get to that in a second. Um, Everyone hates on Bulbasaur, but I think Bulbasaur is cute and awesome, and I have a plushie of him, and I love him. So,
Well, when I get the real game and like I can see him with better graphics, I'll have a more open mind towards him. I mean, I didn't dislike him. I was just like, oh,
all right, so real fast, hit a quick pro con of Pokemon Let's Go. Graphics, I think look really good. I know a lot of people are complaining, but
oh.
like, if this is like the bare minimum of what we're getting from Pokemon game, just think about what the next one's gonna look like. Like, it's gonna look incredible. Like, um, con. So at the end, they get Pikachu to go Pika, and then they let something make the grossest sound I have ever heard. Because good on you, Nintendo and Game Freak. You were like, oh, Pokemon needs another cute mascot besides Pikachu. Eevee's our boy or
Eevee's a
girl.
boy?
Pokemon can be either gender.
So Pikachu could be a girl?
Yeah. It's never really like they never like really talk about it in the anime, like
Huh.
except for like Butterfree in season one was definitely a boy because he was in love with a girl, Butterfree.
Oh, well, hey, it's Pride
And in
Month.
hindsight,
It
well,
that
no,
does not mean anything.
in hindsight, well, no, they've specifically made the girl Butterfree pink.
Oh, okay.
So very weird now that I think about it. Anyways, they let it's a very awful sounding noise to my ears. Like I was like, but they tried to get like Pikachu says Pika, so they were like Eevee. And I was like, oh God, stop, please. What are you doing?
I will say, hearing the little Pokies talk was not something I enjoyed. So I'm not looking forward to that. I may have to play the game with the volume turned down if
I
they're going to
generally
be real
don't play with
chatty.
the sound on. The only Pokemon's got some good music, but like yeah, the Pokemon like doing their things are very high pitched usually, and I don't really enjoy that very often.
Okay, off the wall fun Pokemon prediction. What if they let you have different language tracks? So if you don't like the Pikachu, whatever, you can like make him be like Pikachu and like give him deep voices or different things like that. I'd be down with that.
I'd be down with that. That'd be pretty
Nintendo,
funny
you can
actually.
have that idea for free. Take it and run with
Yeah.
it.
Um. So yeah, I hope we didn't bore you too much with the Pokemon talk, but like this is very important to me. Like this is kind of the reason I bought a Switch because I was like, Pokemon's gonna come out, and I need to play Pokemon. So, um, I'm looking forward to what they announce at E3 for it. I hope they show a little bit more. There is going to be a exclusive Pokemon to Pokemon Let's Go and Pokemon Go. They haven't announced what it is yet, but it's going to be like coming up soon. Like whenever, because they're releasing it to Pokemon Go first, obviously, because it's out. When Pokemon Let's Go comes out, you can transfer it apparently, so that'd be interesting. I have a feeling it's going to be Mew because like, just seems like what they would do. I'll explain who Mew is in relation to Mewtwo at another time to you, Sam, because it's we've been talking about Pokemon for a little too long at this point. I mean, I could go on for hours about Pokemon, but I don't think our listeners could. I think they might want to tell me to shut up at some point.
Megs gave us permission to go as long as needed about the
That's a good
Pokies.
point.
So,
She did.
yeah,
So,
she's a fan as well.
but yeah. So yeah, that's Pokemon talk. But the games did not stop there.
Oh, I
People just kept
forgot. Oh, I
announcing
thought we were
things.
done. Oh my God, we still have
Oh
stuff to talk
no,
about. I forgot. Okay, yeah.
we got a little bit more.
A little bit
Just a
more.
couple small
Yeah.
things. So Bethesda started teasing something with a "Please stand by," and we found out it is Fallout 76. And man, can I say it's good to see Overwatch finally cross over with something
I
because
was
Soldier
gonna say.
76 really needed to get somewhere. No, but
So
in all
no,
seriousness,
apparently what happened was Overwatch World happened. The Omnic Crisis got even more out of hand.
yeah,
Apocalypse, post-apocalyptic world. Soldier 76 is still kicking, so it's
that's
exciting.
good.
Yeah.
Um, no, but in all seriousness, this is a new Fallout game. They announced they're going to talk about it at E3. That's exciting. Good for you, Fallout people. I was personally hoping for an Elder Scrolls announcement. Um, this one apparently is supposed to have multiplayer,
Mhm.
so this kind of interests me because I've never played a Fallout game. Never really interests me, but multiplayer makes every game a little bit better in my opinion because you at least you're experiencing it with someone for the first time together. So maybe me and Sam will play it. Who knows?
Mhm.
It'll probably have to go on sale first. Um, any thoughts, Sam?
Well, first, I just like the way they did this because they had the Please Stand By graphic on their Twitter at first, and then they launched a Twitch stream where they just had the graphic and they had like, the Fallout boy. What is he, the Pip Boy? I don't know. No, that's the
Pip-Boy.
thing on there. I
Like
don't know. I don't know what that guy's name is.
just
Anyway,
Fallout Boy, I think is what his name is.
I guess. Oh, is that what the band is called for? Is that their name? Because they like Fallout? I
No, I
don't.
don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Regards. My
I don't know.
friend Jesse loves Fallout. He has like all this Fallout paraphernalia in his game room. Like there's a Fallout loot box thing. So he's got like all kinds of stuff. He would know what that little guy's name is. Regardless, they have this Twitch stream going for a really long time, like hours. And like at one point somebody walks by in the stream. At one point I think they put a cupcake down. But they just have this up forever and they've got like 100,000 people watching it and just like waiting. And it's just so funny that like when they play with people like that, they're just like fucking with you, like, hey, yeah, we'll leave this up there, keep you waiting for it. So I like that that happened. I'm not super excited about this game. I played Fallout 3 because Jesse gave it to me. It was like one of his favorite games before Fallout 4 came out. And I played it and I had a good time. It was just okay. It took me a really long time to figure out because you have, I think it's called a Pip Boy is the thing that's on your arm as well, and it's like this little
Yes.
thing device that you can use, and you can use it to slow down time and like aim your shots and like know where a critical
Yeah.
hit would be, and so it makes it a lot easier. And like I spent so much of the game before I understood how to use that, so once I figured that out, it was more helpful. But then my problem with Fallout 3 is you get to the very end of the game, and there's this thing where I think there's like this explosion that's going to happen, but someone has to go in the room and like deactivate this thing. But the room is filled with radiation, and so like if I go in there, I'm gonna die. But if I don't do it, like all these innocent people are gonna die. And you've got this friend that you've made along the way. He's a mutated creature, and I forget his name. And I tried to talk him into going in there and doing it for me because he's a mutant and the radiation wouldn't affect him. So he could go and turn it off and be fine and not die. But he was like, no, I think this is something you need to do on your own. And I'm like, that's a shitty way to run the video game. And so I was telling Jesse about it, and he's like, oh no, you must have done something to piss him off. Because, like, in my playthrough, I asked him to do it and he went and did it and it was fine. So I'm like, what did I do to piss this guy off? He wouldn't help me. And so I had to end up dying. But I saved the day. So, and then I haven't played Fallout 4 ever, just because I'm kind of like not super into the open world games right now that are really big. But if this is like, it's interesting to see like what this would be. Is it similar to a regular Fallout game, but there's co-op, or is it like a multiplayer where you're fighting against people in a apocalypse wasteland? I mean, really, it's probably
I think it's
Fallout
gonna be
Battle
more.
Royale. So, I mean, really,
It's
let's just
probably yeah.
admit
That's
that's what it
how
is.
everybody's going. I think it's more the co-op
Yeah.
and like 'cause they did carry over the they said they're carrying over the base building from Fallout 4, so it kind of seems like you're just doing things together at this
Okay.
encampment and going exploring. Um, yeah, so I guess we'll have to wait and see a little bit more details maybe if we're gonna buy it or not.
Yeah.
So another big leak happened, and I feel really bad for this one. Ubisoft kind of blew it on this one. So Ubisoft accidentally was sending out some keychains for their new game. They're going to announce Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which takes place in ancient Greece. Uh, so what happened was apparently a couple gaming stores, such as GameStop and such, got a keychains featuring said Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And it was a keychain of a Spartan helmet, or just a
A
Roman
Greek
Greek.
helmet.
Um, and so everyone was obviously like these people who got these were just like posted to the internet. So it got out, and then Ubisoft last night posted a GIF of somebody kicking another person off of a mountain and said, "We'll see you then at E3." And so they confirmed Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the next Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
I think if this releases at a better time, because like the end of this year is just stacked. Like if this came out at the beginning of next year, I'd actually play it because the issue is Assassin's Creed Origin came out last year when it was stacked. I never got around to that game. I heard great things about it, but I never got around to it. So, and I love Greek, like mythology. So, like, I would like to just see how they tie into that in. So,
Do you think they would really release it this year? I thought they would maybe announce it and then it would come out next year. Because it seems weird that like we've heard nothing about it and then like it would be out this year. That seems real fast.
so Ubisoft does the like call where they talk to their like not board of directors, but what do they call it? An earnings report, something
Okay,
like
yeah.
that.
Hmm.
And so they talk to investors like, oh, this is what we're doing. And they said they have plans for three games to release before the end of their fiscal year. And their
Oh,
fiscal
right.
year ends in March 2019.
Yeah.
So can already confirm that one of those is Division 2, because I've already said, hey, this is coming. Um, Everyone kind of assumed the other one would be an Assassin's Creed game. And then so there's one Ubisoft game we don't know anything about, but a
Is
lot of people
that
are pointing to
Splinter
Splinter
Cell that they're
Cell.
thinking?
Probably Splinter Cell. Um, and so I could see Assassin's Creed releasing in the beginning of next year. I think if they release it in this year, it'll get lost in the
Mm-hmm.
shuffle again. I don't think they want that. I mean, Assassin's Creed Origins still sold good. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just I don't know, I didn't have time for it personally. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna try to see. I can't wait to see the trailer at their convention conference. So yeah, what are you saying? You interested in
No.
Assassin?
I
No?
was not excited to hear this. I was thinking hopefully there'd be like at least another year before we'd get another Assassin's Creed game. And I say that after having played Assassin's Creed Origins and I really liked it. It was a fantastic game. I almost made a video talking about all the ways Assassin's Creed Origins was better than some games and that some games was Zelda. But I never got around to making that. But it was a really good game. But I'm not like super into Bayek. I was like, you know. I thought the stuff with Aya was really cool, and when we got to play with her, I was excited. But like probably about halfway through, I just kind of got bored with it, and I just never had any interest to go back and pick it back up again. Because I mean, it's that open world thing again, and I mean, you're going around doing basically the same thing. And what a game like that really needs to carry it is to have a good story and have characters with a personality that you relate to and you really care about. And I know a lot of people did care about Bayek and they really liked him and his story, but just personally, I didn't connect to it. So that's why I think like a Horizon Zero Dawn was something I'm more connected with because I had a female protagonist. Aloy was awesome, and I loved that story. So I had heard a rumor that this one would be Bayek again, which I was like, not excited about that. And then I heard another rumor that you're gonna get to pick whether you play as a male or female protagonist, which is a
That's
lot
what
better.
I heard.
So if they do that, that's awesome. But I don't know. Assassin's Creed. And I mean, before Origins, I was having very little interest in Assassin's Creed anyway. I played, I think, Brotherhood and really liked it, but like I'd kind of got my fill of it. So it's like I feel like Assassin's Creed games, like I only need every few years to like play another one, perhaps. But I mean, they did an amazing job with Origins, and so I think Odyssey will also be visually fantastic, and like they'll have the same good mechanics that they had in Origins. I think they just would need to have a good character and story that hooks people in. But I mean, I don't need it until like mid to late 2019 for me.
I,
So,
I definitely feel like this is kind of like a early mid 2019 kind of game. I could echo your sentiments somewhat. I did play the game for a little bit. When I did Extra Life last year, I rented it from Redbox and played it, and I liked what I had started to play with. It's just there was so much stuff coming out that I was like,
mhm.
I don't got time for this right now. Like this is
Yeah.
just too much right now, and I haven't gone back to it. Um, I do think having the option to pick who you would play as is important in a
Mhm.
game. Because it also adds like you can do different things with that. Like the male character doesn't have to do the same thing the female character does.
Mhm.
Like they can go down different paths, and like I think that's they apparently are more leaning into the RPG mechanics because this was a huge overhaul in Origins where they like
Mhm.
added like ears mattering and stuff like that. Before there was just none of that. Apparently there's a rumor that there'll be dialogue options, so you
Mhm.
like can choose how your character reacts to different things. That's interesting to me. I like that in a video game.
Yeah.
Um, but gotta wait till E3 to find out a little bit more. So
Yeah. And
that is exciting.
now that I've poo-pooed all over it, I can totally see it happening where they have like this amazing trailer, there's an awesome female protagonist, and I'm like, "Oh shit, I need to play that right away." And then it ends up being my
Yeah.
favorite game of the year. So, who knows? So,
Uh, but yeah, the E3 is it's shaping up to be a good one, man. A lot of games getting announced. Like I can't wait. It's I wish it was. I just wish it was that time already. Like I
yeah.
just want to be there. Before we do this last news thing, we are planning to cover Microsoft and Sony's conference if nothing comes up. We're only doing those two because the other ones, like, we have an interest in, but like, not enough interest to cover everything that happens. Like
Yeah.
at EA, we would like to cover Anthem, but
We're not going to
we
sit
don't
through
care
the
about sports
sports.
games. Yeah. Um, but the plan is for the Wednesday after E3 has
Oh.
concluded, we're doing a community discussion live on twitch.tv/geekcardgames. So far, it's just me, Sam, and our friend Byron joining us. We'll be discussing with members of the community through our Discord about what they saw, what they liked. So we'll be going through each conference, kind of. I think the plan is go by each conference day by day and talk about what we liked. We're going to try to keep it to about an hour. And then so on the podcast following E3, we don't have to talk about it as much, but we will talk about what we really enjoyed.
Yeah.
So you will still get reactions, but if you would like more, there's that. It'll be uploaded to YouTube as well. Um,
Yeah,
so
and
yeah,
if you want to join
that's
us, join in with that. We welcome discussion. So, yeah.
yeah. You can go to geekcardgames.com/discord for that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so that's our E3 plans. Wanted to get that out there. Okay, so we have one last little bit of news to cover. This we'll talk about it next week because after it'll happen next week. So it's Destiny 2's Year 2 reveal live stream is happening next Tuesday. So after that we'll definitely be talking about that. They're going to talk about like what is next for us, like what we'll be doing in Year 2. And then obviously we'll get a probably a we're definitely going to get a trailer at E3 because Bungie partnered with Sony. So we'll definitely get something there. But I'm really excited for that. I've been loving Destiny so much, like, so it's really exciting to get to Year 2. And so there was a community summit about a month ago or so, and apparently there was a game mode that is going to be introduced in September, and a lot of people are talking about it. So I'm really excited to finally see what this game mode is because I just want to know. But yeah,
It's Battle Royale.
it was Destiny 2. I mean, Destiny 2 shooting is so good, so I
It's
mean, I
so
wouldn't say no,
good.
but
I would finally
um,
have a chance at a Battle Royale game. So,
all right. Sam, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Well, no, no.
Okay. And we can talk about how you made a terrible decision picking Eevee as your first Pokemon. Like Bulbasaur all the way. Anyways,
It's
no more
fine.
Pokemon talk
It's
for a little
fine.
bit. Um, if you guys enjoy what we do here, we definitely ask that you leave us a review, like, comment, subscribe, whatever you're watching this on, or viewing this on. It greatly helps if you tell a friend about us. It gets the podcast out to New Year's. We want people to hear our message and hear our crazy, wacky E3 predictions. I said hear our message, and it made me instantly think that we were like a cult leader kind of thing happening, like
This is
praise
weird.
Goldenrod. Um, so yeah, if you would like to reach us, you can reach us at contact@geekcardgames.com. If you would like to follow us on Twitter or Facebook, we're just at geekcardgames. Um, our YouTube channel is at geekcardgames.com/YouTube. We're almost at 20 subscribers, so thank you for that.
Yay.
Um, you can watch. We just uploaded the archives live streams to that. There'll be plenty of those going up, and we are starting a new series soon. Do we want to announce that now or no?
I think we'd already talked about it. I mean,
We
you know,
have.
we're doing the next season of Two Guardians. It's going to be
We're doing the
awesome.
next season two Guardians. Hopefully it's not too short.
It'll be
And then after
fine.
that, we'll have another series we've already planned out, so that'll be
Yeah.
fun. Um, our Twitch channel, where you'll be able to watch us do the live streams of E3, is at twitch.tv/geekheartgames. Oh, and we have a t-shirt store. It's geekheartgames.com/teespring.
No, slash shirts.
T-shirts
Just
slash shirts.
shirts. I wanted to make it
Just
easy.
shirts.
Just shirts.
So if you really, really love what we do and want to support us and want to wear some Geek Heart merch on your body,
No,
go get
no,
it there.
Cody, it's Geek Heart Gear, okay?
Oh, Geek Heart gear.
There
Wear
you
some
go.
Geek Heart gear on your body. You can follow me on Twitter at Comic Book Cody. I feel like we should start also plugging like our like gamer tags and stuff. So
But there's too
my PG,
many.
just good point. We shouldn't do that.
We'll do it
If you would like to know it,
occasionally.
follow us on Twitter, and we can
Here,
message you and tell
here's
you
the
what it
thing,
is.
people. Oh, I don't know. I was gonna say I think they're listed in the show notes, but I don't think they are. So why don't we just
Are they on the?
every
They're on the website. They're on the
they're on the
website.
website, but let's
Go
just
to
go ahead and
geekcardgames.com.
let's tell them today, and then every few episodes, like every 10 episodes, we'll do it or something. Every 14 episodes, apparently, we'll do it.
Every 14 episodes. Okay. My PlayStation. Uh, okay, we can't do friend codes obviously because I'm not reading those out every time. My PlayStation is Captain Red Hood, just as it said, and then as far as Xbox gamer tags, it's Iron Buckeye 8. It's the one that I'm using as my brother's. So yeah. What about you, Sam?
Okay. Twitter, I'm at SKSUVAK. On PlayStation, I'm Gizmoto_16. On Xbox, I'm Gizmoto16 without the underscore. When PlayStation fixes it, I'll get rid of the underscore and I'll just be Gizmoto16 on
Yeah,
everything.
and once PlayStation lets it be normal, I'll just be Comic Book Cody on everything.
But not
Um,
yet.
all right. So thank you guys so much for listening. We greatly appreciate your listenership and viewership. I don't know where I was going with that one, but let's just keep going.
It's okay.
Until next time, Sam, take it away.
Or just two pokies who heart games. Do 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 do. Oh wait, hold on. I was gonna try to do 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 do. Pika! I
Okay.
fucked it
Well,
up.
you long
I'm
as you
so
don't do
sorry.
the really creepy Eevee thing. Like,
I don't
can
know
we
how to
just
do it.
talk? It was awful. Like my ears start to bleed. I was like, oh God, what is this?
I don't
Like,
remember it. Apparently, it didn't make an impression.
it was very
So
bad. I mean, I would never want to make any succumb to that, but like, just go watch the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee announcement. It's awful. So awful. Yeah. Thank you
okay.
guys for listening and watching. Okay. All right. Counting it down. Three, two, one. Okay. Why you gotta do that to me?
What you don't know is
Oh
I've done
God.
that before. Like I've made
Have you?
faces waiting for you to start, but like then you'll start talking and you like aren't looking at me, and so then I just drop it. I put it at one of the
Oh.
videos.
Oh. Okay. All right. All right. All right. I was
All
like,
right.
what is he doing?
I'm
All
just
right.
messing with you. Try it again.